What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. All right, welcome to the breakdown. Not the breakdown, excuse me. Wednesday. Hold on. I didn't even put it up there. Wednesday live breakdowns coming this week. Okay, the breakdown. I'm gonna probably break down because I was trying to get on here for the longest fucking time. Okay, trying to get on here for the longest time. Fucking annoying. Anyway, we got Landy in the back. Let's get right to it. I know he has 15 minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about trading. Yo, the markets are pumping, man. I am, honestly, here's your 2 hours. I'm going to break shit down, and then I'm going back to trading. That's it. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Because this shit, I don't know how long this is going to last. So I'm going back to trading. Okay? I'm going to go right back to trading. Right after we're done with, having these conversations. 2 hours. I don't know, man. I ain't, like, for some reason, I just want to wear regular clothing. I'm about to tear off the suit. I am literally about to tear off the suit because that's how I'm feeling today. Like I am feeling like I want to. Never mind. I don't know what's happening with me today. What's going on, Landy? How's it going, man?
I'm enjoying the pump across the market right now. It's actually across everything.
I called it. I called off the pause market.
Hey, it's kind of rare to see equities and indices, commodities, and cryptocurrencies pump all at the same time. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Here we go.
I-
Yo, shut up.
Just gonna bring
What
the
the fuck
temperature
was
down
this
a little
just
bit.
now?
Hey, because we will always see a rotation. It's just a matter of where does it come from and where does it go.
Unreal. Okay.
I like the
Wow. I don't
at
give a
least
fuck.
at least one
Ladies
person
and
will pick
gentlemen,
up on what I just did there.
I don't care what Landy just said. Executive order was put on my desk. I signed off. I said no more pause market.
Yeah, but if
said
there's
it-
no merch, it's not real.
No more pause market.
For those that don't know, Pause Market from long ago at this point was supposed to come along with merch, and then when the merch didn't hit for the Pause Market T-shirts, the market no longer paused. And maybe that's what it is. You just don't create the merch for it, and then the Pause Market's over.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. The markets are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are so back. We're about to hit $80,000 Bitcoin.
Hey,
Everything's flying.
the last time that we hit $80,000, it was support. So now it's hopefully for the sake of the bulls, not resistance.
Landy has
I've been talking about 78 to 80 for like since we've been down
Landy
here.
has 14 minutes to FUD the fuck out of this neighborhood, and then his ass is leaving because I will not have him stay on here on a Wednesday. I will not have him here
Washout
fudding.
Wednesday. I'm sorry, what? It's
What'd you say?
wash everybody out. It's washout Wednesday. You wash all the liquidity out of the markets on Wednesdays, and then
Bro, you don't. Can
throw
I
it
be
down
serious with you
Thursdays.
right now?
What's up?
I had technical difficulties coming on here today.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Then I didn't know what fucking suit or shirt to put on.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? I'm about to come on here naked. Like I literally said that in my head. I was
Well-
like, I am going to come out on.
I was here early enough that I know you're not wearing pants. So look, I that's just kind of how things are right now. I get it. You were confused about what to wear on top, so you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go on bottom. And
Look at this.
you know,
They
Yeah.
shadow banned me again on TikTok.
really again? Why?
Some comments in your live were filtered to protect the community's experience. I'm the only one who says anything that's crazy.
Comment.
I'm literally the only one who says anything that's fucking absolutely batshit crazy.
Well, that's the comments section was filtered, but there was nothing said in here that was like, really
It's crazy. Crazy.
said in here that would have been filter worthy. I've been in the chat on TikTok the whole time, so I don't know. There's nothing in here unless somebody posted something like immediately that caught the algo and does show in chat. I'm confused.
That's ridiculous. Again, I get tagged. This is ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous at this point. Am I looking sharp, Pablo? Am I looking sharp or do I get naked, man? Like what's up, man? What should I do?
I'm going to tell you right now.
If I got naked, the fucking market would send.
I'm gonna say that might be bearish considering we're right up against the upper second standard deviation in the main overhead resistance at 78 to 80. So I'd be careful.
Landy, let's go ahead and look at these charts.
Yeah.
By the way, at 1 p.m., I'm going to trade my ass off live here. I'm going to, I'm shit coining. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, my ass is taking all my money and I'm putting it into Bitcoin, okay?
Like that. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Putting it all into Bitcoin.
Yep. That's actually a smart play.
Listen,
over the long term.
I can never sit at the anchor desk on mainstream media. Like it would just be like absolute. I would stand. I would like go and walk around and never mind. Anyway, Landy, let's look at the shit that you got for us. Let's look at this shit.
Yeah. This is actually this is where the rubber hits the road. Like on a serious note, we've been talking about this for quite some time. So essentially, the main thing that I want to point out here is amongst these different zones of interest, the the main area of interest has been a retest of the area that broke down. So we had the lows of the prior range over here, and this range, we hit the $80,000 level, and that was an area that we were looking for as support between 78 and 80. This is also a weekly level of interest. So if we look at the weeklies here, we have the main areas of interest over here being the closes, because we're now above the swing at 74. We're above the swing at 76 to 77, depending on your chart, 76 and a half here on spot price. And now it's about the closing structure. So 78 to 80. Of course, this is where we did see the initial move of the prior range that was being built hit originally, right on that weekly at 80K. And then we had an attempt to move up before a lower high. So this is a key inflection point. If we do get a move into this zone, I mentioned, into 78 and above, that opens up the area between 78 and 80 here. And then it's all about, where do we find confluence? So I'm going to actually zoom in to this area so that the audience can see on some of the smaller screens here. But this area right here is very, very important. So we are currently right up against what's called an upper second standard deviation, or two standard mathematical deviations from the basis band, or 20 simple, otherwise known as Bollinger Band set. That me that just dropped? That was me that just dropped, huh?
Yeah, don't blame my connection.
Yeah. So if we do move above 80 to 80,500 on spot, the next big area you can see is by an upper third standard deviation. This is a monthly close open, and this is at 82 and a half. So we're kind of in the middle of a main overhead resistance between 78 and 80 on Bitcoin. And you want to see this recover and start closing dailies, and especially weeklies, above 80,000 to 80,500 on spot price, and then start to push towards the mid to low 80s here by this big monthly level at 82 and a half to $83,000. And then we can start talking about the areas that we talked about last week and last week a little bit here, which is, if we do get a push above there, I'd be looking 86, between, essentially 82 and a half to 83 to 86. And then another big area at 86 to 89K. You could even rope in 90 if you're on perps, because in some cases we did see that 89K was 90 on some charts. And trade the chart in front of you if you are a trader. What does this mean overall for the markets? It means have fun on the moves up. I told you this, David. I've told the audience that follows the Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos. Enjoy the moves up while they're ongoing, and understand that if we continue to trade above $76,000, we have that increased chance of testing the 78 to 80 again. Of course, we did get a direct test of that last week. So seeing a retest and a swing above, you want to see closes above here now, above 78, and continuation above the, in this case, above the 80,000, 80,500 area to go test the mid to low 80s. Now, we do also have a clear invalidation of trend now. If we do see 74 to 76 here dropped, that's where an upper first standard deviation set is, meaning that we're pulled away from a main moving average, and volatility is remaining elevated. It's not like stupidly high or anything, but it is elevated. If we do see 74 dropped, watch the higher low. This is now a higher low and a close. For spot price, it's going to be right around 73, 750 or so. But realistically, back below $74,000, you got to look for a trend break as a possibility to the downside. And then it's all about watching 70 to 72. The other big thing to pay attention to is, of course, oil. And what I'm going to tell you here is you probably want to watch oil very, very carefully here. 90 to 95 for WTI specifically is a reclaim range. If we start to see a daily close, it has been rejecting. If we start to see that area recovered, right, meaning by close today for WTI, and which, by the way, was a deviation of support and went and swept the next areas of liquidity that we had talked about in weeks prior. This same common area on the Brent chart was a little bit higher priced, but was held perfectly. Of course, we know what's going on in the conflict in the Middle East, but if we get a reclaim of this area and then a push above 90 to 95 for oil, expect Dixie to continue to bounce higher as oil continues to test higher towards 98 to 102.5 and potentially much more, because this is just a range setup and it can fly around the range pretty in a pretty volatile manner because volatility remains high within this range at the moment. So why do I bring that up? Because if we continue to see strength in oil and strength in Dixie, that will erode the bid. What does that mean? That means that the people that are bidding at these higher prices will stop bidding and start rotating into risk off. And that will happen. It doesn't always happen a day and date that these things are pumping. We also have some important stuff coming up into next week with an FOMC meeting, which, I'm not expecting any rate change, but there's always what the outlook is on the economy from the Fed's point of view might influence markets, but there is some interesting things coming up. And one of the main reasons that I wanted to point this out is because we're starting to look at instead of commodities, I wanted to go to, what am I clicking on here? All right, Dixie. Strength in oil would be strength in the dollar. Dixie's coming off of a support zone right now, looking to mean revert towards the 99 to 99.30 region. And that's where, if we continue to see that bid come in under oil, we'll see strength in Dixie. Then we start to see that bid go away for risk assets, which would likely cause traditional markets to head to the downside after this beautiful, beautiful upside recovery for many of them. Dow has hit main resistance, has not been able to recover on a close. It did get an open above 49.6. That's great. We had a nice local higher low structure that is possible on a closing basis, but definitely on a swing. So anywhere below, 26.4, this trend begins to break back down towards, the 25.8 to 26.2 region that I've been talking about. And for SPY, we've been floating around the 710. Ignore my extreme pullback zone there for the moment. We'll talk about that later on my recorded video, but we hit the 710 target. We haven't really gotten that continuation. And what we have seen and what I want everyone to really understand about this move is it's for Bitcoin, it's a move into resistance as we have oil trying to do a bullish reclaim of an area that it lost. And then we have a low with mean reversion in play for Dixie. And we're not seeing the same type of strength in SPY and Dow that we are seeing in NASDAQ, right? Which tells me that we're seeing probably the final move of a risk on move before a risk off rotation for profit taking. So just understand that that's logical up against resistances for Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that that prices can't spike higher. But I do think that pay very close attention to oil, because if it continues to head up and reclaim areas, Dixie is going to strengthen, and we will see a correction in markets, which I think is needed for SPY and NASDAQ after just a brilliant V recovery off the lows. Dow, I would have liked to have seen reclaim some of the areas overhead, but it still also had a really nice move, and it's got a lot more areas of support than SPY and NASDAQ to the downside on any kind of move like this. So whereas SPY and NASDAQ just have the highs, and then Bitcoin, I'd be looking at any kind of move down from here off of these nice rallies as not doom and gloom, but not where do things kind of settle out for higher lows for traditional markets, and does Bitcoin maintain its current trending structure, or does it change trending structure? So yes, it's still got some juice left to the upside. Look for closes above 80,000, 80,500 for Bitcoin. Then we can start looking right to that monthly at 82.5. Perfect confluence on the daily right now. Anywhere above there, 82.5 to 83, we can really start to entertain the mid 80s to potentially upper 80s. But if we reject here, watch, any kind of moves back to the 74 to 76, you got to pay attention to the daily high or low in terms of structure. Watch oil, watch Dixie, and be careful if they really start to strengthen. Other than that, have fun on the green days. And if you're a trader, you'll have plenty of fun on the red days as well.
I'm telling you right now. So let me keep it. Let me say this. And this is for the crowd. There's a lot of people that tune into the show. They have no idea what the fuck Dixie means, respectfully, and they have no clue what oil is. I'm
they
just speaking
should.
about it. I know that. That's the problem. They should go ahead and absolutely tune into your show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Even when you're on here, they should be fucking listening, but they don't. I will say this. Obviously, I'm happy that the markets. I'm going to talk from a crypto perspective. I won't talk about TriFi because during this week I'll talk about TriFi because I also participate in the market. So it's not just crypto. Like I participate everywhere. I want to say that don't get too excited. But there's hope within the trenches right now. That's all I want to say. There's just some sort of hope right now within the trenches. And for however long this lasts right now, take advantage of it. That's all I'm going to say. It can end tomorrow. It can end next week. I'm just saying take advantage of it. That's what I'm doing. Landy, I'm being serious with you. Like there's money on the table to be made. I'm taking advantage of it because I'm going to take that money and buy more Bitcoin. That's really it. It's very, very simple. But take advantage of it right now because who knows? It ends next week or let's say it ends in 2 weeks. And now we have to wait another 4 or 5 months before we really get something that has a foundation behind it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That is absolutely all I'm saying. Okay? Do not get it twisted. I'm happy. Yeah. Who's not happy when it's green? Who's not happy when the markets are green? Like, who isn't happy?
I have offered up this advice many times. You can be happy when markets are green if you're paying yourself, right? But for most people that are in this for the longer term, it doesn't matter if it's green or red, right? Because, and in fact, a lot of people who are in this for the longer term are looking at it going, usually the refrain is I should have gotten more on the lows. Right. So I think that you should be happy on green days, but green days are also for profit taking.
Yeah.
Now if you're a long-term hodler of whatever your favorite token is or whatever your favorite crypto project or stock is, these aren't levels that you're buying at typically, right? Or realizing profit in many cases, because if you're a long-term holder, and not a trader, then you're just accumulating. So honestly, if you're an accumulator, and not a trader, just if red days make you sad, invert your chart. Like just go
Exactly.
inverted mode, right? And then you could be like, oh yeah, we're finally heading to the areas that I wanted to accumulate at. Now look, one of the things that I did want to address,
I'm looking at a few things and I think people are now chasing green candles. What did I wanted to explain. Are we still on the charts here? Do you have more on here or no?
No, you can take it off.
I wanted to say something, and which is, I know that you guys are excited. Like, I know everybody's fucking excited. You see green, you're fucking excited. Great. But just understand, like right now, like if you remember when I was saying front run the markets, like I've been saying front run the markets for God knows how long. Like I've been saying it every show. I've been saying front run the market. If you went into some of these plays right now at their lows, you can exit at a 2x, 3x right now on a lot of these things because I believe they'll pull back. I think in a week, 2 weeks time, we'll have this. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I think we will have a pullback. But at least if you 2-3x, you're good, right? You're good. You got a lot of money. You can do a lot of good things with it.
Yeah. Well, look, I got to say
This
this.
is where, but right now people are chasing Landy. People are chasing the green, which means like they're 100% most likely you're going to get destroyed. You're going to lose more money, and you're wondering, wait, hold on, it's green. How do I lose more money? You're buying the tops, and you're going to hold.
Yeah.
You're going to get in at a certain point. You're going to hold. You're going to think it's still going higher. People are exiting, and you're holding the bag now for 4 or 5 months.
Well, here's what I need to say. One, Bitcoin typically will surprise even the best analysts in the world, right? It's been very unsurprising for quite some time for myself now because it's really been. It hasn't. This past cycle didn't offer up many actual surprises like what we've seen in the past in terms of just like drastically outrunning targets or anything like that, or giant moves that maybe didn't have a technical basis for them. And part of that is because we have so many institutions here with so many different bid and ask zones that they are willing to trade because they're trading for ARB. Um, in this case, so it's very methodical, and like a very methodical market like this can still have some bigger moves that can be kind of surprising, but usually they're kind of already on people's charts who pay attention, like myself and others who do this and have done this for a long time. But one of the big things that people often do psychologically is they see the green candles like, oh crap, all those people that were telling me that I was a dumbass for not buying 60K were right. Low's probably in. So they chase. And then it goes back down, they get scared. And the main reason why that is usually an issue is that uh that means that whoever that person is, and especially if that's you, if you're out there feeling that way, it's because you didn't have a plan, but it's not too late to make a plan, right? So we're in a market environment where we still need to build structure on higher term timeframes to turn around into a bull market. And one of the key things that I've been trying to talk to people about at every chance that I get, and you and I have had discussions about this, but I think that it's worth just revisiting for a moment, is that even if like this is a structure change on the weekly, it's a nice little W. It's W for winners or wieners if it heads to the downside. Um, and in this case, we've seen the same W setup right over here to big dump off. I don't think we're going to see that massive of a dump off, but this is still mean reversion. This can go as high as, I've got $86,000. Hey, go figure. That just so happens, $86,000 confluence on a Bollinger Band set is also this close over here, this lower high. It's also where we were holding up the entire time on closes for this structure. So it is a retest of overhead resistance, of this structure over here now on the bottom side. And then if it breaks it, we go test the top side. That doesn't mean bull market just because we have a weekly uptrend. We must remember that in order to do so, this is a trend break on a higher term time frame. And typically what you'll see, even if this was going to be the most bullish scenario, which I've talked to you about, where it heads up and this is just a deviation on like the monthly, then I believe that you're still going to get in a higher low on a macro time frame. You have to in order to maintain the trend. The only way that we wouldn't see that is that we would get a straight up deviation from here, but we would still see higher low structure continue to play out on lower time frames relative to that monthly.
Yeah.
And for those that don't see the chart, and because we took the chart down, and what I'm saying, because I often talk about this on Spaces events too, is that if it's going to be a deviation on the monthly, great. I mean, it's a compression on a higher term time frame. I've been looking at this for a long time. right? I've talked about this compression on a higher term time frame. I've said that if it's going to go below 60, we're looking 58 to 60, and it's kind of safe. It's like in a safe zone. But for this to become a deviation of this uptrend, we would need to see it recover and close, like just straight up close above the all-time high. Like it just continue on the monthly, close above 100 and, 23 and a half to 126 on the monthly, and then start to get expansion to really deep targets, your 150s, your 170s, and then 200s from there. That would be a deviation of trend. While that is a possibility, it's a much lower likelihood than seeing if this is going to put in a lower high, higher low structure. So just beware. I do lean towards this becoming a deviation if we reclaim certain levels, especially closes above the 110 to $112,000 level and starting to push the highs, but I would still be very cautious. But what I'm saying here is even if this is going to be absolutely giga bullish, you're going to get signs on the weekly, right? We've had the higher low stuff that I was trading off the $65,000 level. It was the first high from 2025. 68 to 69K was acting as an inflection point within this range here to begin with. This would be higher low to higher high. That gets everybody excited. But even if this was going to go and break the next big area in this trend, not just get above support and resistance, but in this trend, we would get, close above 98, start working our way towards $100,000, maybe on closes, but a close above 98 specifically, you're still going to see higher low structure on the weekly. And that's where you would want to potentially bid, right? If you're looking for for the trend to maintain to the upside, with the understanding that you should be layered lower. Don't FOMO because this is a higher low to a higher high on the weekly. It's literally up against long-term resistances. So there will be opportunity on the other side, even if it plays out in the most bullish scenario. Price does not go straight up in a straight line, just like it did not go straight down in a straight line. It went down, nice little consolidation and bounce, down, consolidation, and then a little bit of a trend shift here. A lot of people are going to make this a very big deal, tell you missed it, you should have bought, and they try to make you feel bad for not buying, which is stupid, instead of trying to illustrate to you how you should be getting in if it does turn out to be the most bullish scenario. But I can tell you right now, it is still a bearish retest. And it's a bearish retest until we get some of the high side structure from the prior trends completed in terms of recovery, because right now all we're doing is testing low side structure, and everybody's too concerned with recovering this high side structure and telling you about this portion of the run after recovering this high side structure without telling you about the overhead resistances that are stacked, right? And then even above 98, because 98 gets you above this consolidation higher low structure over here, which is 89 to 90, 93.5. So there's plenty of opportunity. You will have that opportunity, whether it's bullish or bearish. Just have the scenarios at which levels you would be willing to accumulate at already in place, and how you would want to accumulate. You ladder, meaning that you get larger bid sizes the lower price goes. And now we just wait. We wait and we watch price, especially for those of us that are accumulating. Now, if you're a trader, you already know what to do. You're at resistance. Most people are taking profits. Maybe you got a hedge in, but you're waiting for the actual signal for the turnaround and potential correction on the daily or even lower term timeframes. Some of y'all are scalpers, and some of you are brilliant scalpers. So maybe you're getting into some of the lower term timeframe moves. I will tell you that you will get your butthole blown out through your face hole if you're not careful, though, on higher leverage. But yeah, sorry, I had to bring that up because I see across the timeline, and I know David is like literally he's gone. He just left. I think he's finally going to find pants. Thank you, David, for finding pants. But yeah, this is where I think about the timeline is not reality. The chart is the truth. It will tell you all of the information that you need to know. And those who are pointing out very specific things about lows in the chart, understand that very different structures and some of the charts that are floating out down there. This was a downtrend, easy to build bullish divergence off of. Big downtrend, easy to build bullish divergence off of. This is an uptrend. This is very with higher highs here, very easy to build bearish divergence off of, especially when coming into overhead resistance. Doesn't mean that it can't have a beautiful run in to test and fill out that overhead resistance, especially on closes above the basis band. That would look really nice. Recoveries above 80 to 80,500 on spot. That's where I think we would really see a lot of FOMO hit. I don't even know if we've seen that much FOMO. I think David actually left to go get all the meme chart money ready. So, or he's taking profits on all the memes, and people are going to get mad because they're like, "Oh my God, people take profit on their trades." I was going to say gasp, but then I actually gasped. So that didn't really play out the way I wanted it to. And look, we can actually get into some other, you want to get in some real technical stuff here. We can start getting into the rotation for the bond market. And we can see that, we've got twos selling off and tens getting bid. And so we can check the IEF and TLT charts and see what's going on here. So we got our 7 and 10 year, we got a structure break to the downside. And this is dangerous. This turns into a downtrend. You're going to have the you're gonna have some higher prices for yield, or higher rates. By the way, selling equals higher rates, just so you understand. In the bond market, buying pushes rates down. So talk about the 200 weekly EMA. I don't care about the 200 weekly EMA. Why does everybody stress it so much? All you need is support and resistance. I'll look at the 200 weekly EMA. I'm just messing with you. If you really want me to look at it, I will look at it. Fine. So for those that have the Landy bands, it's a free indicator. See, I knew that he was going to put pants on and change his shirt. It's about time.
No, you know what it is? The markets are moving. I don't feel comfortable in the suit today. Like, I really don't. I did not feel fucking comfortable.
Yeah. So Wadi asked me to look at the 200 weekly EMA, to which I gave him a little bit of crap. I look at this a lot, but I don't really reference it a lot. I just reference it for when it's needed to be referenced, for those that usually talk to me about it or ask me about it. 200 weeklies at 60K. It was hovering around the 58 to 60 with the 377 below it at the 48 to 50 level. So you had 58 to 60 and then 48 to 50. And then, of course, we have the 200 exponential moving average that is still riding high above the 200 simple. So the exponential above the 200 simple is actually what you want to see, right, on a weekly time frame, which is at 68 and likely going to update to 69, almost $70,000 next week. So I think that it is important to understand that the 200 is around that $60,000 level, but 58 to 60 is still on the cards if we were to get a move all the way back down, right? Because you can sweep the 200 without closing below it, much like we've deviated below the 200 exponential. I think that it's important to know where it is, mark it on your chart at 60K or so, right? And then track it week to week, close over close. And you should know where the exponential is as well, because that is a bigger, longer term time frame moving average, or set of moving averages if you're looking at the simple and exponential. And then I like to add in a 377. Some people like to do the meme 369 because it's funny on multiple levels. I like 377. That's actually it goes back to one of the default settings from the brilliant caretaker who's allowed me to pilfer his code in this free indicator for the BBWP. And this is where I think you should pay attention to some of the other areas of interest. What I just mentioned overhead for the weekly, 82.5 is one of the lines that I had on my chart. That's the 100 period exponential, right? And that's right at a monthly level. That's the monthly close open over here. So if you were to just take 82.5, we do see a nice break above 80K. People get really excited to go and test this 100 period exponential moving average overhead after getting above the basis or 20 simple. And then just above there, right around $86,000, we've got the upper first standard deviation of a Bollinger set. We've got a macro area of interest or a higher term time frame. It's not necessarily a macro area of interest. It's a lower high in the weekly at $86,000. These are called confluences, folks. And this is going to be very important if we did head up into this area, because you'd want to see 89 to 90 recovered. And then we can start entertaining, hey, look at that, right around the 50 period. And this is going to be a little bit above the 50, as the 50 is now at 96,000. But that's a simple. So realistically, I think that this is going to take time. You have time, even if 60K was the low. I still am not in the camp of 60K being the actual final low of this move down for this cycle. But that doesn't rule out it being like one of the more stable areas of interest to pay attention to.
So you think it goes down to 60?
I'm not. Look, we got to wait to wherever the highs come in. If we go up and we break 98,000 and start working into the $100,000 region, what I was just saying to the audience here was that gets us above all of the low side structures over here, right? Because that would get us above this cluster of candles. Of course, we're already above this area. And let's just go ahead and remove everything off this chart here, because one of the things that I would tell you is there's a high probability that this continues to test liquidity to the downside, but that does not mean that it will. Just because it's a higher probability doesn't mean shit. But in this case, we're testing the low side structure here and recovering this low side structure, right? Because this is 78. It's trying to recover this area, then 80 is right overhead. And then it's got to work its way to the high side structure, right? So that'd be 86 to 89 up here. So essentially what you're doing is you got to get above these highs, right? Recover those highs. Then you got to recover another set of lows. This is 89, which is where this high is right here, to 93.5. So you got to recover this area. And the one big area that you could pay attention to above there, still not out of the woods, would be 98K. This would get you all the way up to testing high side structure of this area here and this higher low area here, right? So we had the essentially $98,000 on this swing right here, which is where we perfectly retested before dumping off. And then we have to see like all of this recovered. I've said this before, 112 right here would be the actual break point on a weekly close. You see closes above 112, but we'll get hints about this being more of a probability on closes above, 98. Then the conditions drastically change because there's only this high side structure, this low side structure, and then this one specific area at 112 that would need to break, and it would get us above everything. And it's all about the highs from there. That would be, we would see a lot of structure on the weekly develop before then, right? If we just went straight up and started to break structure to the upside without breaking that, it's going to be a seller's rally. I mean, most of this is going to be seen as a seller's rally by the market anyway into resistance, because we're still below key levels on the lows. And then it becomes recovering above the key levels at the highs, right? So this is, I still think, there's some people on X right now that I respect that are like, hey, everybody's going to be looking for lower and this thing's going to keep ripping. And I respect them and I see their position. I am not sold on that yet. Although you can see very clearly from like just a set of Bollinger Bands on the monthly that this could very easily turn into a deviation of the higher term time frame trend on a monthly, right? But what does it have to do in order to confirm that? It's got to set a low. It's got to work its way back up and at minimum close above 109,360. At minimum close above this high. And then, very good chance that it makes a new all-time high. It's also a compression on a macro time frame. So you got to be aware that it doesn't just freaking reject and act like every other altcoin in crypto acted while Bitcoin was actually having some shine. And that was where they just went and swung highs and then immediately sold off, right? There's all kinds of different scenarios. My point is, don't have FOMO, have a plan, and have a plan for both scenarios. And if you are so married to one scenario, you will miss the other. So you have conditions. And if you set conditions for what it is that you want to see that would invalidate one of your scenarios, you need to set that condition and understand that when that invalidation is hit, it's now done, right? Now you have met the conditions for one of the scenarios and not the other. So, and then be patient. More importantly, be patient. FOMO doesn't really make anybody money.
That's right. FOMO does not make anybody unless you've already got in there way before everybody else. That's when
I mean, that's when everybody else's FOMO makes you tons of money.
correct. I listen. Listen, I'm just happy it's green. I'm happy that it's green. And there's things that I want to go ahead and talk about today before I sign off and I go back to working and trading as well, because I want to trade this market. This is a perfect market to trade. You know how to trade. Perfect.
Yeah, higher volatility markets are brilliant to trade. It's boring when there's no volatility. Then it's just kind of nothing to do.
I will say this. For all those that participate in the memes, I want to say this. I remember sitting back and saying that Solana is not going to do much. And there were other people that said the same thing. And a lot of people became on-chain maxis and refused to leave, let's say, Ethereum to go participate on Solana. And then the same people that refused to go participate on Solana, they did so, but at the tail end of, Solana, sending shit and all that good stuff. Now I see the same thing happening with Ethereum. Ethereum is making comebacks. I don't know if you've watched this, Landy, but there are Ethereum memes that have been dead for quite a long time, I would put it.
Yep.
They're starting to pop off, and people on Solana side are just like, nah. Or people that used to be on Ethereum, they're like, nah, like this is just like a 1 week thing. Even if it's a 1 week thing, you'd want to go over there and make money. Like I like learn your lesson. You brushed away Solana and you lost about listen, and that's, I feel like we're talking about gambling right now. But like you could have made money. Like if you're a trader, you could have made money in that market. Even if as hectic as it is and people don't hold, you could have made a lot of money for yourself.
It's interesting.
Don't miss your opportunity now on Ethereum. That's all I'm saying. Don't miss your opportunity to slide over to Ethereum and do the same.
I don't know. I don't know if you've been privy to like jumping into, listening to any spaces recently, but this has been kind of an ongoing conversation between myself and some other folks in crypto on spaces is gambling versus trading and what is the difference. And a lot of this came up because Polymarket, obviously some people view and more accurately, you'll see many try to define it as gambling, the prediction markets, because you're not putting down underlying collateral, right? You are predicting based on a potential outcome.
Yeah.
And the difference between and then the argument is that perps trading, and shout out to my friend Coma for bringing this up. Perps trading, his argument, kind of trolling and laughing to get conversation going, is like gambling. And I said, it's not. It's trading, and the difference is a fundamental issue, right? You're putting down underlying collateral, whether that be USDT or the main base token or a stock, to actually trade. Even if it's levered up, you're just borrowing money against it, which is going to bring your it's gonna raise your risk, right? But it is trading. But the way that many participants in the market treat it is as gambling because they're going in with very little information, understanding of what price action is, and they are FOMOing. So essentially, the trader is gambling because they're gambling on a potential outcome that they have not actually mapped out and actually put down the conditions for, right? They're just YOLOing it. And that is gambling in trading, but they are two fundamentally different things between gambling and actually trading, whether it be on leverage or not. And now we have, of course, like Polymarket, and the conversation came up because Polymarket has introduced or is going to introduce perps trading. So they have the prediction markets on one side for like the hourly and the 15-minute and I think even 5-minute, right? Um, and now they're going to be introducing essentially, perps. So you can long and short based on the price. And but you're going to be putting down collateral in that case,
Yeah.
and it's not a binary bet on a potential outcome. It is something that you can manage as a position. So there is a difference, but to your point is most people here, by and large, and you have an audience of people that are typically more adept, right? They understand crypto in many cases. Many are even traders, whether it be on meme coins or whether it be on the larger stuff, the large caps. And it's the difference of most of the market is FOMOing on a consistent
Yeah.
basis, right? They're FOMOing in and they're FOMOing out, right? So you could take advantage of that while you're trading. And in higher volatility environments, if you know how to play the game and you have a plan when you are going in, you've already won, probably already been positioned. I hope that you have been positioned. Um, for the potential moves to the upside, and of course for the potential moves to the downside, you build out those positions, especially if you're trading, and you take advantage of that FOMO and you make money on that FOMO. And that's not unique to crypto, that's just markets in general.
As always, the brilliant Landy, who obviously appears on the Gokshi Media Network and has a show that pops off at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Market Update, where he breaks down the markets for you for free. Free. Breaking down the markets for free. Taking the time out of his day to break it down for free. You're not paying. Let me say this again. Free. Okay? Rewind the show and see if he's been right. That's all I can say. Landy, have fun out there. I know you'll be trading. I know you'll be accumulating Bitcoin.
Oh, I'm having lots of fun already, brother.
I know you are.
I've got calls in on. I had calls in on. I mainly trading oil because the liquidity is so beautiful there. Long calls on WTI and Brent are absolutely printing, which is what makes me a little concerned and cautious about this move into resistance for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, but I've been taking profits on the long side, and if it runs, great, make more money. Thank you, David. I
Listen,
really do appreciate you.
yeah, as good as we all are, and you're fantastic. Like, at the end of the day, the markets do what the markets do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, you mentioned like some people said, hey, like this will continue to go up, right?
The
And
people I respect, yeah, they're
yeah,
very in that camp, yeah.
I've heard that yesterday. I was talking to somebody. They're like, Dave, I think we hit bottom at whatever we went to. I think it was 60 or whatnot. They're like, I think that was bottom, and I think we're going to continue to move upwards, not straight up, but
Mhm.
we're just. I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. I mean, I have to plan everything out. But for me,
Yeah.
you know what? I can trade, but I DCA more than I trade, so it's okay. Whatever happens, if Bitcoin were to go down to 40, like I'd be happy. Like, do you get where I'm
Yeah.
coming from, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather see 40 right now than 100. If
Look,
that makes sense to anybody.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I want it to go up. Well, that's because you either are stuck in a position or you didn't get enough, or you want to exit, right? Like, if you're here for the very long term, which is understanding how Bitcoin in particular works, how some of these other networks and layer ones work, if that's, you know, the bulk of your holdings, then you're here for the actual adoption, and you know, and the use case, right? And ways in which you could leverage the underlying assets. Because once you have assets, you can become wealthy, right? And that's the thing is people aspire to be rich when you should aspire to be wealthy. And that's where you
Yeah,
have assets that you
the,
can leverage.
the only thing is that people have rich and wealth confused. See, the
Yeah.
rich work for the wealth, and people don't understand that. They think, oh,
Yep.
so
Hey, you can
that
get
that that's
rich real quick.
that's a different story.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can get rich overnight, and then poor the next day. Wealth endures and is generational
Yeah.
if you can build it correctly. Um, Look, I don't I spoke about this with you when we got the downtrend break below 74. I said, if we break the downtrend, is there the possibility? And I even specced out a possible, like before we even had the downtrend break, after we put in the highs at 123 to 125, we swung above my target by $1,000, right? So my target was 123 to 125. We actually had the discussion where I said, you know, because of the higher term time frame compression, could this turn into a deviation of trend? Like we have this beautiful uptrend in the markets for Bitcoin, and then it breaks the higher low and then goes right back to a higher high. That's absolutely a possibility that I've been looking at for quite some time. And you know, I get, you know, a lot of people that disagree with me on that take, but I'm not saying that the downside or further downside is out of the question either. It's just that you have to account for what the structure is. And if you only have one thesis, you've got no thesis, right? You have to account for both sides. And then you trade accordingly. And that requires a plan. And most people here are coming in with no plan. Even if they understand, a lot of people who understand charts and understand trading, they're still just YOLOing it, even if they're good traders. And that's why often they get caught out there. Is you got to have a plan and you got to have a methodology that you are following that's customized to your risk profile. Like how much are you willing to put down and how much are you willing to risk for the reward? And I really think that if you are all you got to do is pay attention during time periods when it's bearish,
Yeah.
and you will make money. Like you will make money even as an investor. You
Well,
just
you
got to
make money
be
in the
here.
bear.
Yeah, you can make money in the bear, especially as a trader. But
No, but what I mean is you make money in the bear.
oh yes, yes,
Forget about even trading. You make money in the bear. And what I mean by that is like acquire good assets, and then obviously you got to be patient because once the market comes back, is it a 100% guarantee that the assets that you acquire are going to go up? No, but you put yourself in a really good position if you can acquire 10, in my head, 10 to 20 really good assets
yeah,
that hypothetically 7 work out, and you're good. You've done, and you don't have to chase. Like my whole thing is like a lot of people are waiting for the green light to start going in. You need to be going in the red, not the green. No successful, not a single successful investor buys in the green. If you look at the most successful people and what I mean by that is they go after undervalued, underappreciated assets. That's it. Like go look at the greatest investors of all time and how they made their money. They've bought things that are on the brink of bankruptcy, just not doing well. They go in, put a position in,
yeah.
green hits.
And look,
It's that simple though. But my whole thing is, Landy, I believe trading is simple.
it is. I mean,
But when you bring your emotions into it,
yes, that's what
and
gets
like you have no patience, or you don't allow it to grow, like when you make good food, right? You allow, for instance, if you put chicken into overnight, you're making chicken shish kebab. I don't know. I'm gonna throw out chicken shish kebab. You're gonna allow it to marinate for 24 hours. You guys don't allow shit to marinate, man. You're like, just throw it.
I've seen many brilliant analysts who could not trade because they could not manage their emotions and stick to the plan that they had defined. Right? Like they brilliant, they've called where price is going. They got the right zones, they got the right outlook, they understand where price is going. But the difference is they get into the trade and the emotional aspect has them second guessing everything that they had set up for their plan. And then they don't follow the plan and they get absolutely destroyed. And honestly, that's when I tell a lot of them, then don't be a trader, be an investor. Just buy in the red, sell in the green, and don't worry about it. Don't sit on the chart all day. Don't do it then. Because if you can't manage your emotions, you will become the exit liquidity.
As a degen, David has good quality looking clothes on the norm. OTW, David. We OTW.
What?
Can somebody tell me what OTW is?
On the way?
On the
I
way.
don't know.
On the way, Dave. We on the way.
But that doesn't make. Oh yeah. I guess yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't see X chat.
Bro, you know what? I'm sorry. Anybody who does OTW and all this shit, you guys are lazy. Like the GM shit also, y'all can blow me with that. Good morning. Okay? Good morning to you. Like, fuck. Just write it out. Good morning. I hate GM. I fucking hate GM. GM, the first time they did it, I thought they were fucking talking about stocks. I thought it was stocks. I thought it was General Motors. Man, I fucking got confused.
It's like, what's the ticker? What is this OTW ticker?
I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking he's trying to show me a ticker.
Well, let me tell you something. The ticker crew is going to be coming back, and when the ticker crew starts hitting the timeline really hard, I don't know what's going on with X, but I'm seeing for all of the bots that were supposed to have been purged this entire time, I've got more bots in comments lately than I have in a very, very long time. So I don't know what they've tweaked or what they've messed with on the back end there, but there is like a massive amount of specifically OnlyFans bots everywhere again. Like did Nikita use the bot narrative and the astroturfing narrative and the spam narrative just to ban a whole bunch of people from crypto while still allowing all the bots to do whatever they wanted?
I don't know what the fuck is going on Twitter. Let me say something. I have no fucking clue what's happening. My follower count went from 113 to like 105. Now I'm back to 109 almost. And I started looking at the people that are following me. And it's like,
you mean 8, not 1, because you're in the 800K range.
oh,
right?
80,
Over there?
whatever, 809.
Yeah.
And I started looking, I'm like, okay, verified people. But then I'm like, where are these people coming from? And then some of my friends who got banned here, they got their accounts back.
Yeah,
So,
there's
I'll
been
let-
some
I'll let-
legit accounts that got
Yeah.
banned.
But it's just like, it's all fucked up. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, okay, there's something good things that are coming out of Twitter right now. I'm calling it Twitter. I can't call it X anymore. And I say that every show, but I'm serious. I can't call it fucking X. But there are some good things coming out of this. Like, I like what they did with the whole, not that I'm going to use it, but the sections for like crypto or politics, whatever. Like, you can,
Yeah, like the
that in
curated
there.
timeline stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's-
went through and set it
great.
up yesterday.
I thought that was cool. I think the cash tags are cool. I mean, they've had them for the longest time, but when you click it and it appears, right? Like, I think that's cool in terms
Yeah, for
of
a
the chart.
while though, for a while they were discouraging using cash tags in your
Correct.
post, and then all of a sudden
Hashtags-
it's back.
Hashtags and
And
cash tags were discouraged from being used. So again, I don't know what's happening. A lot of people tell me, by the way, I didn't even see your show today. Meaning like the notification didn't pop off.
Mm-hmm.
I have DMs. Like
Yeah.
I'm just tuning in just now.
Yeah. I don't.
I can't. I'm going to say this. 100%. Like obviously, as of next month, and I didn't like really like go hard with this, but it's TikTok, and it might not even be TikTok. It might be YouTube now. I'm thinking YouTube, and I know how restrictive YouTube is, especially with the things that I talk about. But
The
I just
cursing
like
is what
it,
YouTube really discourages.
say that cursing. Hey,
Cursing. They hate cursing. They like people are constantly still having to bleep out curse words, which is interesting.
it is what it is. But I ain't never gonna stop. But I mean, it's not because I want to curse either. It's just like it's a natural thing with me. Just it's a natural like I don't know. Just like I feel like I'm from New York. We just say fuck. I don't know where. Just it's like Tourette. Um, yeah. I don't know. TikTok. Like I don't know what happened after I got suspended. I mean the number goes up to at most I've seen it go up to 100 concurring, and then like they have me here. So I don't know if somebody's reported me or whatnot.
Well,
I'm
it's
so
like as soon
honestly
as you get 100 concurrent, all of a sudden you see these flags coming up. I don't know what, but that was like a chat for something somebody said in the chat, and I don't really understand because there was
no,
nothing
I got the warning on
really
my yeah. Like
for the actual
I can
stream
see
itself.
they show you on the screen like, hey, your shit's not visible right now, and it's just like why, like why, like what, like you know what it is. A lot of these, I don't think a lot of it has to do with the algorithm, but a lot of it has to do with a bunch of corny ass motherfuckers that come in. If you don't like my show, if you don't like me, like go find another show. Seriously, it's fucking annoying. There are people that actually like the show. Like if you don't like it, go leave. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Like to wake up in the morning to come on to my platform and just continue to report is so fucking stupid. Like seriously, it's immature. That's why you
Yeah,
broke.
it's pretty
Most of you
childish.
guys are broke. Let's call for what it is. A lot of these motherfuckers are broke. There's no way. Rich people don't do this kind of stuff. Rich people, you're not gonna see a rich person sit here and report everything that's being said. It's not gonna fucking happen.
Well, what I find interesting is you get a couple hundred concurrent, right? And then nothing happens. There's no kind of shenanigans with people reporting things, and then all of a sudden, now, if it gets even close to 100, the moment that the stream is starting and it gets close to 100 concurrent, all of a sudden there's flags, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
I think it's stupid.
And look, I mean, you're multicast anyway. It's just about what is the focus in terms of the audience and where they're chatting. I like TikTok because the audience is really active. I can't see X again. This was fixed for a while, by the way, for folks on X. There was plenty of you could actually see like people chatting on the phone. You could see with people chatting on the computer, and now then all of a sudden that broke again. And then I go to look in the X chat, and I know because I can see it through Restream here. I can see that there's people chatting on X through Restream, but I can't see it if I go to X. It
Yep.
doesn't make any sense.
So if I took a screenshot of things being like people talking
Yeah, in
versus
the
when I
Restream
look
here.
on X specifically, X does not show the conversations.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
So like how can I stay on X? Seriously, how can I stay on Twitter and continue to build my brand if it's all fucked up?
Well, obviously,
It doesn't make
still stream
sense.
there. It just doesn't become. It's not a good place
Yeah,
for people to congregate and chat about stuff.
I got to bounce.
And chats used to really be popping off. I see Dr. Crypto 76. I could see you in the Restream chat. I'm in X also looking at the chat so that I could potentially, type like I do on TikTok, but I don't see anything. It's just blank chat. Now, of course, this is on the web browser. If I go, well, I'd have to exit TikTok
Look,
on this phone.
right now there's only two people that have apparently, if you look at X chat,
Mhm. You
only
only see two.
There's only two now, three people that typed a message. Meanwhile, there have been more messages than that have been typed.
Yes, yeah, because I see, uh, yeah, like I see a few people like Shib, Green. Those are just some of the more recent ones. Like none of those show up. Shib to Paw, Green, Warren, and a few others. Like I see them in the restream chat. I don't see them actually when I'm on X. I mean, I'm curious. Like, can anybody see what I type? Can they see what I type on X?
Nobody
It's
wants to
just
see what you
it's
type.
annoying. It's frustrating. You know, there was also another interesting thing that happened fairly recently is all of a sudden spaces are getting botted all to hell. Just random spaces. It's not even
Well,
like
they've always done that. Like people
yeah,
come
but
in bot and say it's botted.
for like the past couple of months though, they weren't. You'd see some, people coming in the other listeners section. Other listeners, by the way, is you can stay anonymous when you go and you join an X space, or if you are not logged in to X, and you can get to space through other methods. I think though it does want you to log in these days. Used to be that you didn't have to be logged in. You could get a space up on your browser, but now all of a sudden there's like you look in a space, just random spaces, even just people who are just hanging out and talking and like just friends, and they're getting botted. They're just getting slammed with bots and the other listeners. And that's not like, it used to be sometimes people would try to bot people to get them flagged and stuff like it's not even that. It's just random spaces now getting massively botted and the other listeners. And then of course now we're seeing the OnlyFans thoughts that are bots just everywhere in people's comments. And you know what's interesting? You brought
Listen,
up
I
the
don't
different
mind those. I
categories.
don't mind those bots that come into my DMs and they're like, let me read some. Can I read some?
Well, hold on one second before you do. One of the interesting things is I wanted to say this real quick before you read some of the garbage that they put out there because it's clearly AI. But the categories that you just mentioned, how you can set up the different categories for your interests, right? Well, I'm going and I looked at some of these people in other categories, even politics now, David. Some of these accounts that were getting just massive amounts of impressions, they're getting next to no traction anymore.
Yeah.
I even they're getting like hosed on engagement. And there's people in there saying like, I have you on notifications and I didn't see this post come up. How is this still a problem?
Because here's the problem. They fucking integrated, respectfully, I love Grok, but they put Grok AI into the algorithm to. I got to tell you, Twitter had a great fucking algo. Twitter 1.0, whether you liked it or not, it was great. It was great. There was nothing wrong with Twitter. There was nothing wrong with it. Honestly, sit back for a second. There was nothing wrong with Twitter. People are like, oh my God, I have a small account. I don't get seen. Work harder, bitch. The big accounts are being seen because like they had something to say.
Oh,
Now they want to make small accounts be seen. So I get, you know what? It's funny because Elon to me is like not a guy who's into participation awards. Well, this is it. It's like we're trying to say, oh, everybody can participate. No, that shouldn't be the thing. I'm not saying everybody can't participate. What I'm saying is giving the same stage to everybody. No. Like if I go to a fucking concert, I don't want to see the opening act. I'm going for the main event. It's like asking somebody to watch the prelims for the UFC events. Maybe I don't want to watch the prelims. Maybe I'm just coming there at 10 p.m. to watch the fights that are on the card. I'm talking about the card, the actual card. What we've done is like, hey, everybody, town hall. Let's like you fucked everything up. You didn't make everything better. You took 9 steps backwards here. I'm dead serious. Like, I don't want to hear from listen, I'm not saying some of these smaller accounts don't bring shit to the table. A lot of them do. But like, listen, as an account back 13 years or whatever, I joined in 2010. I worked in terms of just join Twitter. I'm not talking about crypto. I'm just saying in general, just joining Twitter. I had to work. You want to be seen. And by the way, let me take that back. In 2010, even though I joined, I just came here to see like the comments from notable names, right? Twitter it's quick news, right? And I wanted to see shit quick. But like when I blew up, which was accidental, and I appreciate everybody who still follows me till this day, I still had to work to build my brand. I literally still had to work.
Well,
Now
I can tell
everybody,
you,
that's why it's all fucked up here. It really is all fucked up here. It's like, it's not even, now it's like, is it worth investing $2,000 into having a badge? You're forcing me to have one. I wouldn't pay $2,000 for the verified organization. To be honest with you, it's worthless.
Mhm.
The only thing that it has is the badge saying that, look, Landy's a part of G Media.
Yep.
Like you can trust like that is the real person behind G Media.
Yeah. That's it.
Like that's all it's useful for. Otherwise, it's what else? It doesn't get you nothing. Like,
yeah, it doesn't
I
like
get-
help your business. It doesn't
No,
like
they,
do
they give you
anything.
$1,000 in credits to use to promote your
Brand,
post.
your business. Yeah.
Yeah, I use them. Like a lot of these people don't understand. They don't understand business. So they're like, "Oh my god. Like you're paying for yeah, I'm promoting them through Twitter."
Yeah.
Because
that's through the
our
main
account needs
account.
to be seen.
Yeah, and that's the main
Especially
that's the main
now.
company account. And what I find interesting though that you just mentioned, because I have not found this to be true. This is, where they said that they wanted to focus on having smaller accounts being seen. I have a small account. I'm not a huge presence on X. Now, granted, I'm not a micro account, but I think I've, I think I'm like at 13 and a half or just over 13,500 people that follow me, right? That's small. That's tiny. That's minuscule on X. And, I had a much smaller account, David, and I had way more impressions on that smaller account than their supposed focus on smaller accounts now. And I think part of that is because they cracked down on anything crypto. It didn't matter if it was Bitcoin, didn't matter if it was Ethereum or, or spam posts. It didn't matter. They just cracked down on the entire space. And then they've now extended that, it looks like, to politics and everything else because there's massive accounts, multiple millions of followers on some of these accounts for politics even, and they've been regularly posting and fairly accurate in terms of some of their assessment of what is going on in terms of reporting on the news, and then they have zero traction anymore. It's really weird, and I don't when people don't have confidence in how to take advantage of and or set up their business for the platform in terms of being seen, then the incentive to actually utilize the platform is removed, right? It just doesn't make business sense any
I
longer
really,
for a lot of
I
people.
got to tell you, I fucked up a little bit with my accounts. My TikTok account is a political account.
Mhm.
So when I was just posting
Purely
political
politics.
shit,
Yeah. It was purely
shit
politics.
was running, right?
Yes.
And now I deviated to talking about crypto. So now there's a transition period because I now need to get into the algorithm of TikTok, which is hard. TikTok is hard.
Yes.
So I already have politics, which was easy. I'm getting like 1 million views, 3 million views, 11 million views. I'm getting like crazy views on TikTok for political stuff. I go ahead and turn crypto and it fucked everything up. So like right now, my decision is, do I go ahead, take it on the chin here real quick, 2-3 months, continue to just produce crypto content or finance content, whatever, financial content, and then, the algorithm will catch up to me? Or do I deviate back to back to talking about politics on TikTok. On Twitter, see, this is another problem. I went on Twitter, you saw I started talking about politics.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm caught in the algorithm of not only is X fucked up, but I'm caught in the political algorithm, and I have people that now in crypto dislike me hard because of my political views. And then when I talk about crypto, well, hold on, you went into political Twitter. Now we got to now you got to slowly wait to get back. I fucked up. Like I gotta say, from that standpoint, I really did. But if we come onto social media, like for me, okay, so I'm gonna put it this way: I want to talk about anything, right? Like that's the type of person I don't want to just talk about crypto. I love crypto, but I don't. Sometimes I just want to come up here and say, like, look, I am for the war in Iran. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just want to. Oh, I see somebody say something about Trump or Republicans or I don't know, Americans in general. I want to comment on it.
Yeah.
Right now, my feed, and I have not touched pictures, right? But sometimes I see like what do I have to do? Like post pictures of like women are all over my timeline, and it has nothing to do with crypto. Then I have
Yep.
these gruesome images and videos of people getting destroyed by a car. You get where I'm going with this. I'm trying to tiptoe around here because TikTok, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on TikTok. God forbid I say fucking breathe. I'm fucking suspended for 5 minutes.
Yep.
So anyway,
It's
it's
frustrating.
yeah, it is a little bit frustrating. You know, it felt so good. One thing that does feel good. It feels good when your account's moving. I don't know how to explain it. Like
it's rewarding.
it is because like your message is getting out there, people are seeing it. So people are appreciating the content. So you work harder to deliver. Not saying that I won't work as hard, but I'm saying when somebody appreciates your content, you just feel there's a reward.
Yep.
When you have this situation happening where a select few people, I almost feel like they've picked people they want to see internally, and they push them out there. And this is not hate. This is the truth. I've seen people that I personally like. I can't see them and even if I have them on notifications, I don't see them.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand is at least show if somebody is following you, at least show them the content. Like I've gotten plenty of people that are like coming to the feed or getting in my DMs and saying, "Hey, I thought that you were gone." I'm like, "No, I never stopped posting. I've been here posting the videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday like I have been for a couple of years now." It used to be every day, and then I just moved to Monday, Wednesday, Friday because the algorithm preferred it and it was kinder to my particular schedule that I have. And I was in even smaller account, and I'd get 20 to 25,000 impressions on it, and video views where they obviously lag impressions, but I'd get 5 to even 10,000 views on a video. And the funny thing is there's all kinds of people that I would see and still see that are offering up paid analysis and paid groups and paid this and paid that and monetization. Haven't done any of that, and I'm just giving out the information for free and people find it valuable. Why is it that the algorithm has shifted away from even showing people that kind of content? And I'm not unique in this regard. It's not just my account. There's people with far bigger accounts than mine that are experiencing the same thing. I'm actually performing in terms of you can go to Grok and you can actually have it compare
Yeah, I
your
know that.
reach to other
Yeah.
accounts and then give you the account equivalent in terms of followers. And I'm up there, still with the 50 to 60,000 follower accounts in terms of reach, which means that they're absolutely getting smoked. where they used to get hundreds of thousands of impressions, and now they're literally in the thousands of impressions, which is insane, insane. I've seen, and like I said, legitimate, like large multi-million follower accounts getting a fraction of the engagement they used to get, and this has gotten to the point where even Elon reposting somebody's stuff doesn't hit the way it used to, which is wild to me.
You know what's funny? I've watched because I tweet, I reply to some of Elon's tweets, right? When he posts
Mhm.
something like even
Yeah.
Elon, which is weird. Even Elon's tweets, sometimes they don't push like they used to.
Yeah, I agree.
So something's wrong. I mean, like something's absolutely, whoever's behind this, there's something absolutely wrong.
It used to be the golden touch. I'll give you an example. 5 hours ago, he reposted something about the, Southern Poverty Law Center, like a meme, right? It was the boot meme, where the person's, holding the boot on it looks like somebody stepping on their head, and then it zooms out, and it's them with their hand in the boot, stepping on themselves. He reposted this. Those used to hit hundreds of thousands of impressions to maybe even millions, depending on the day, and they're still he reposted this 5 hours ago, and it's still only at like 80, 90,000 impressions, which is wild. That's wild because that used to be the golden touch. If Elon reposted you after, even before he took over Twitter, if he reposted something that you had, you were flying in the algorithm. You were living it up in terms of reach. But yeah, I mean, even prior to that, 400K, 200K, these used to be multi-million impression posts after he reposted them. Now, granted, when he's posting directly, and maybe that's what the issue is, maybe it's deprioritizing replies and reposts. Maybe that's what's happening. But it would be nice to have clarity over there to
There
actually
is no
understand.
clarity. There is no clarity.
I want
Look,
the Clarity Act for X. Okay, that's what I want.
I want to say I have over 70 million like I can
Impressions,
I'll
yeah,
show you
post
after.
impressions, yeah.
But I don't do this for the likes and retweets. That's for the sponsors. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Hopefully that then
It's not for
the,
engagement farming.
the sponsors love a big audience. They love the engagement. They love when people are talking with each other. Obviously, they can have their products be in front of their faces on a show like this. That's great. I personally have never taken my platform, and I want to say this to where you don't take it out of context. I haven't ever taken this platform that seriously. Let me explain what I mean by that. I don't take myself that seriously. I don't have my nose in the air like I am like this A-list star. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
I do this because I like to have fun. I like to talk about crypto. I like to talk about just finance in general. I like to talk about history. I like to talk about politics. I have no problem getting on a mic and looking into the camera and just having a discussion. I like bringing on guests. I like talking to them. I like sitting back and listening to their thought process, how they became wealthy, what did they do to become wealthy. It doesn't even have to be with crypto. I can bring on other people that we can talk about just different type of shit. I love that. I've been doing that for 10 years. I love doing it. Regardless if 100,000 people show up or 3 people, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, no matter what, this is a business. The only thing that saves me, Landy, is that I'm not an influencer and I am not a KOL. I am a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope people understand that. And that's not me being arrogant or cocky. I am just a brand. So I feel that I'm bigger than numbers. Do you get where I'm going with this? Like, I am bigger than somebody having 10,000 or 20,000 likes on a tweet. by me being a part of your brand, you're getting an actual professional. That's how I feel. Like, not just somebody who's going to go out there and say, hey, buy this. Well, why should I buy it? I don't know. Just buy it. I got paid for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's not me. I get these things every day. If I really wanted to sell out, I get these messages. I get 50, at least 50 messages. 50, at least 50. I don't bother. I don't bother. Because I want big names. Like, I have a commercial coming out. You will see it in the next week or two. There's a commercial coming out. Big name commercial. Because that's what happens when you play the long-term game, like the long run.
Well,
Let
yeah,
me read some of
because
my DMs real quick.
go ahead.
I know I've been stuck on this fucking issue for so long, but still, like, it's just like, it is fucking annoying. What is this? I don't.
While you're looking through that, apparently there is some news regarding something that Trump posted about the other day, and that was him essentially demanding the release of these 6 women who were arrested, and apparently they were going to be sentenced to death in Iran. And he just posted that there was very good news. He's been informed that the 8 women protesters who are going to be executed in Iran tonight will no longer be killed. 4 will be released immediately, and 4 will be sentenced to 1 month in prison. And he thanks the Iranian regime for respecting his request and terminating their planned executions. So that, hey, some good news today.
That's good.
Hopefully they're being honest about that. Means
I don't believe them.
that
I don't
the
believe them,
administ-
but I hope it's true.
I think that the administration will be looking for proof of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the, by the way, these are the DM. A lot of you guys just like have a hard time just being nice to me. So when I get these DMs, here's a DM, Landy. You want to rate the DMs or no?
Sure. How many of them are me messing with you?
I got a DM from Maddie. She says, apparently she says, there's a Larry or Jonathan behind this motherfucker.
Yep.
You seem like trouble, but fun trouble.
Yep.
I should like respond. I should totally troll.
Don't encourage the bots.
No,
Don't
I
encourage
don't.
the bots.
Hold on.
Don't do it.
Here's I got so many. Hold on here. Actually, oh my God, I've noticed a lot of people are in my DMs thanking me about certain things. Hold on. Where is this? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Man, a lot of these shits I did not see though. I can't front. A lot of these things I have not seen. Hold on.
Now you got me looking at my DMs. My DMs are so trashed. Oh no. Yeah, this is a cesspool. This is why I don't really look at DMs.
This is crazy.
So much.
Like, I'm scared to even talk. Like, this is wild. Ready? Here's a chick, and it's all girls. A lot. It's all girls. Like, hey, nice to see you here. How are you? Hold on. I really want to get to the spicy shit. Hold on.
They're trying to rope you with this kind of stuff. They just I've got a bunch of like just straight up like links to likely drainers and stuff in mine.
You are an idiot. Thanks for telling me something I didn't know. I don't engage with this shit. I think I think it's funny. Um,
Oh, there's some vile stuff. I get some vile stuff in
man,
my
there's some
DMs that I can't
agencies
read.
that want me, man.
I mean, if they're actual agencies, I'd be surprised because like I get a lot of those too, and they're not real. They're just faked accounts or bot accounts. Bot as in BOUGHT and BOT. So both.
David, you make me crazy. You never answer me.
Bengal Tiger says people are mean to you. Yeah, because people know now not to come at me on the timeline because I will posterize them. And then I
Here-
like to take them I take those posterizations of their public posts and I will reference them in Spaces events. So they stop doing it. They come to my DMs now.
Here's another one. You would think they would look into my account before tweeting or DMing me, right?
Me cast a
I don't
wide
know. Is
net.
this Nastia? I mean that's her name apparently.
Nastia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, and I know I would have been fucking
Yep.
banned. I was about. Hey, what work do you do? Are you interested in crypto investments?
Are you interested in crypto? David, are you interested in crypto investments?
This one takes the cake. I mean, if I showed you right now the profile picture, you'd be dead. Hello, David. I ran into your profile a while ago. I love networking with new people. Love looking to foster a relationship between sharing ideas and opportunities, which could be quite beneficial. Wink.
Wink. Yeah,
But
that's
who's
my
the
favorite.
wink coming from?
Yeah. Why are you winking? And what are you winking with?
She's a.
Sorry. All right, TikTok. It was what's called an illusion. Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there. I've got fun ones.
I got
but they're all about
Sophia.
promoting your account.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought I got taken off for a second.
Nope. You're good.
Sophia says, "Hello, handsome." 36 followers. When you click on the profile, there's no post, nothing, zero. Follows me though.
I do not click on the profiles for any of them anymore, even to check, because if you go to requests, because I have DMs shut off unless I follow you back, right? So if I go to requests, I have a whole bunch of the OnlyFans thoughts like, hey, and just like, just hi, how are you? And like, they just trying to like, bait you into a conversation to get you over to the profile to click something and drain your wallets if you're in crypto, or their bot only fan accounts and stuff like that. But if you go to them, this is what I don't really understand. It's supposed to be the
Hold
everything
on.
platform. and it
Zoe,
is
I didn't
way
even
more
see Zoe. Zoe said behave or misbehave.
than- Yeah. It's
Should I answer?
there's some real risque stuff on X that I'm kind of surprised to still see is on there and not being handled by the platform, which I think is interesting because they certainly like to hem crypto in, but they ain't doing anything about the straight up. I don't know what I can say without getting
Exactly. A lot of these
restricted on
things
TikTok.
right now, a lot of these things I want to read out, but I'm skipping them because there's no way I will survive on TikTok right now.
Yeah. Some of them claim to want to drain you in other ways, but they really just want to drain you monetarily.
A lot of them want to.
to.
A lot of them want to.
Oh, they want to drain you, all
I'm
right.
close to saying it. You see, I'm holding my mouth.
Yeah.
Did
But
you
they
say
want to
something
drain your
about
wallet.
draining?
I said they want to drain you, but it's not in the way you think it is. They just want to drain your wallet.
I'm so close.
I wish you could post memes in the TikTok chat because that would be hilarious. Somebody said the Chris Hansen, just like him poking the meme of him poking his head around the corner.
I'm so close.
There is pause.
Yo, holy shit! The amount of people that have offered me deals is wild. I gotta tell you, like I haven't even seen this. Landy, I have not even looked at these.
That's funny.
All yellow checks too. Like I have not even looked at this shit.
I get so here's the thing though. I get some people who have offered to sponsor, right? And I've gone and researched their accounts. They're straight up gold checks. It's a real gold check, totally fake account. So what they're doing is they either bought the account, they're paying for the gold check, and then they're grifting people through various social engineering scams on
Yeah.
the other side. I was actually shocked because some of these accounts used to be legit in industry crypto accounts. I thought maybe they're back. I'm talking to the real person from the previous team. They're making a comeback. They've reorganized or something. No, completely 100% faked. I don't know how many people are falling for that, but there's probably a lot.
Man, this is a lot. I haven't even. Yo, Landy, I swear to God, I'm looking at this like I haven't seen all this stuff.
You're finally going through your DMs.
Yo, I literally have not seen like all. I told you I get offers, but holy shit, like I've never seen this side. I got
David comes on next show. He's just wearing a NASCAR jacket with
yo,
all
fuck
kinds
that.
of
And this
sponsors
was
all over it.
sponsored by.
He's got to do a 360 just to get all the sponsors in that are on the jacket.
Holy shit, this is crazy. Like I've never ventured into. I have never really
Never
looked like
ventured
this.
into the request section. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
there's a
scared to
couple
play.
of
I'm scared to play this voicemail right now.
no, I would not. You're gonna get some chick on there, some
Yeah, it's a
AI
chick.
voice chick.
Should I
Well,
do
it's a
it?
dude. You don't know what they're gonna say. You're gonna end up getting kicked off of everything.
The only I have I have this principle. I will never DMs to me are private. I will
Yeah.
never ever ever ever. You will not see me ever. Like this kind of shit, it makes me laugh because that's not a real person. They're trying to sell you their OnlyFans link and shit like that, right? It's just it makes for a good time, right? To end the show. It's like that's really all it is. I will never give out like my private conversations are private. That's it. Like whatever somebody tells me and I tell them, that's private. There'll never be a time. Never in my life have I gone and like ever.
Hey, David, more breaking
Ever.
news.
What's up?
More breaking news. And this is something that I told you years ago. And just a little bit of background context, real quick. I actually got into Bitcoin because I was working with defense contractors for what was at the time the Department of Defense, and I was working with active duty military, and I was teaching them, and I was a stand up instructor for some very specific stuff, and they are the reason that I got into Bitcoin because I knew what Bitcoin was and I was kind of monitoring the situation as many are doing with the Iran situation. Right? I was just kind of seeing what was going on. I was from TradFi, very skeptical, but very interested from the technology side of things, how it was constructed, and if it was going to be. I can't disclose everything that I was teaching there, Bengal Tiger, but I was yes, I actually taught, and I was an instructor. Let's put it that way for DoD contractors and active duty military. It was a very rewarding job at the time, but they were the ones that encouraged me to start a Bitcoin node and teach. Essentially, I used Bitcoin first a node, and then we built out a farm of Bitcoin. This is back when you could mine on CPUs. We had decommissioned server infrastructure that we would work with, and we utilized that to mine Bitcoin. And there was active duty military, there was defense contractors. But the reason that I bring this up is because we now have confirmation directly from U.S. Admiral Paparo that the United States is running Bitcoin nodes officially. And that when he says that the United States is running them, that means that the United States military is running Bitcoin nodes. I've speculated that they were probably already running this stuff all the way back then. But this is now confirmed. We're doing a number of operational tests to secure and protect networks using the Bitcoin protocol. Some might remember that this kind of goes back to Jason P. Lowry, who was with Space Force, got very popular last cycle for his take on the
Say Space Force is such a ridiculous name, bro.
Hey, they are doing work, man. They are amazing folks over there.
You
I
imagine
know
you
a
have to
couple.
tell somebody like when you knock on their door, like who you with? We're Space Force.
It does sound like a sci-fi movie name, right? It's so good.
I'd be
I
like,
love
listen,
it.
man, I don't know where Comic-Con is, man, but it ain't here, bro. I just slammed the door.
I mean, Space Force is technically an intelligence agency at its core, but it's utilizing obviously SIGINT and human intel and signals intelligence, and marrying that together with all the other intelligence apparatuses. But Jason P. Lowry is, if he's a major in Space Force. He was graduating MIT and then had his thesis basically turned into a book. It was about Bitcoin. And, he discussed utilizing Bitcoin in the defense of networks. And we are seeing, and I've always figured that we were already exploring that path and that he was just kind of telling the world about it and trying to push it forward as an initiative within the military as well to get more traction. And we now have confirmation as of a Senate hearing today. I believe it was Senate, right? This is a Senate hearing, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Is this Senate or House? Let me actually look. I want to do a little bit more digging into this, but it's funny because, some of those guys, retired military, they got out, went to work for defense contractors, whether it's missile defense or something else. And then, of course, active duty guys, I was utilizing, teaching the portion on encryption. I was utilizing Bitcoin to illustrate the different ways in which you could utilize various forms of encryption and how it worked for the Bitcoin network. And that's what really got me involved, and turned me into a hardcore Bitcoiner, Bitcoin first individual. So it's awesome to see that, even if this is new for the Army, that clearly and I think everybody kind of knew this anyway, but clearly they've taken up an interest in Bitcoin in various ways through various branches of the military and likely the intelligence agencies as well. But network defense, that's the important part. So I think that Mr. Lowry definitely has been very influential in this, and congratulations to him. As they classified his book and made him take it off the market. You can still find it. It's on archive.org.
Well, welcome to, if anybody tuning in, welcome to Wednesday Live. We've been reading through DMs and stuff of the spam that we get every single day. We talked about the algorithm. We've been talking about everything today, everything. And it's a green day, so motherfuckers enjoy. And Landy was supposed to leave here fucking an hour and a half ago, but he's still here.
We even said bye to each other.
But we stayed on the phone and we fell asleep.
Clip it. Yo, Clippers, where you at? Clip that.
Do you remember like your first girl? and like you
Yep.
not like your crush, whatever, not even your first girl. A lot of you guys have never had girls, so you wouldn't know what the fuck we're talking about right now. But you would stay on the phone, you're like goodbye, goodbye, but like you would fall asleep with each other
Mhm,
on the phone.
mhm.
I
Yep.
that's happened to me.
Yep. See, the only
I would
difference
wake up,
is
I had the imprint of the fucking phone on my face, and then you
the cord.
that shit is waking you the
Yep.
fuck up.
Yep.
That.
David had the imprint of a cord. So for the young folks out there, back in the day,
Wow.
we
You're
used to
older
have
than me. What the fuck are you talking about?
we used to have phones that were connected with cords, and we had to plug them into the wall in order
Bro,
to
like,
actually call
what's
one
the
another.
difference? Yo, an iPhone is a fucking landline. Like, what's the difference? Yeah, everybody I see walks around with a goddamn cord on their iPhone. It's the new landline.
It is, yeah. They're attached to either a charger of some sort, or they're sitting next to a wall to
You
get a
imagine you have a
charge.
phone? Like you guys don't even know about Nokia. Let me tell you something about Nokia. Nokia phones. This could be a commercial. The Nokia phone, not only did the battery last for fucking 3 years, okay, before charging, but then like if for self-defense, if somebody attacked you and you had the Nokia phone on you and you showed it, they're running. Nobody wanted beef with you with a Nokia phone. You know how hard, you know what you could do with a Nokia phone? By the way, if you took a Nokia phone and you slammed down on the nail, it's better than a hammer.
Oh man, I worked um not really construction, but I did I built fences
Don't
when I
tell
was
me
a
you had a
teenager.
Nextel, bro. Don't show your age.
No,
And tell
no.
me you had a Nextel.
I was building fences, and for those that if you've ever built fences or ever worked any kind of construction, you dig out a post hole, and then you have to hammer the actual post in, and there's these big post hole. It's like a weighted. I forget what they're called now. It's been so long, but it's basically this giant metal piece fits over the post, and you just start slamming it down on the post to actually get it into the ground. Right now, they have automated ones that drive them into the ground. Well, I got done driving this post into the ground, and I go to take it off of the post, and I throw it off to the side. I didn't realize my freaking Nokia phone had fallen out of the clip. Yes, I had a clip on my belt, and had fallen off the clip, and I threw this heavy ass freaking post driver directly on the Nokia phone. Nothing happened to it. This is like next to, like, we're driving post holes into posts into the dirt next to a cement walkway. The phone was on the cement. I throw this thing onto the cement. By the way, stupid. I got yelled at for throwing that onto the cement. I was more concerned about my phone. Boss, the foreman on the job site, was like, "You idiot! You could have cracked the cement." So yeah, I was kind of a dumbass. I was young. All right. But I threw it directly on the phone. And I swear that that phone protected the cement from cracking, and there was nothing wrong with the phone. Like, not even a scratch on that thing. It just, you could run over that thing with a dump truck, and it would still, you could pick it up and use it, no problem.
I know we've gone off topic, but this is fun to reminisce. Landy, you remember beepers?
Oh, yeah.
Pagers? Okay.
Yep.
My first pager, I on everything, my first pager, to hook it up, the cost per month was like $7 to have it hooked up. That was big money though back then. Like having like $7.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working since I was 9 years old, and it's not because my parents forced me into labor. It's I've been working my entire life because I was always independent. I didn't want to depend on anybody. So like, doesn't matter how much money
Bro,
they had.
I'm so old. I'm so old. I used to go into a deli, right? Used to go into a corner deli at 5 in the morning, where they would get all the papers delivered, and I was in charge of stuffing the ads into the papers in the middle of the
I was
papers.
a paper boy at 9. Bro, I had 9 routes. Sunday was the worst with these fucking papers with the yo, it was like one paper was
loaded
like
down.
an encyclopedia, bro. Like it was
Yeah.
just heavy as fuck. I'm like 74 pounds soaking wet. And I got this whole cart, bro, like bigger than me. These were the good times. Seriously. And
I miss it.
the 9 Roots, you know how much they paid me? My first week, I was so excited. I was a paper boy. I was telling everybody, I got a job. What'd you get? Paper boy. I'm doing routes, 9 routes. The first week, I went to collect money, knock on the door.
Yep.
I remember this woman. I think she was hot, but I never seen her because she would never open the door fully.
His
But I think she
9-year-old
was
crush
hot, right?
on his paper route.
But she was cheap, bro. She gave me a nickel tip. What is this? 1949 when a nickel was like $100 or some shit. She gave me
Go
a
buy
nickel.
yourself a piece of candy, Sonny.
I was like, what? All right, so I collected money. How much I got paid for 9 routes?
Oh, it wasn't much,
$81.
bro.
I was like, what is this shit? $81?
5 o'clock every morning, David. I would go in and I would stuff the ads into all of these papers, and I got $5. That's it. I was there for, because it took a couple hours. That's why I had to
Wow.
get there at 5, right when they got dropped off, so that I could
Yeah.
make the bus to go to school. So I'd be there for a couple hours. I got $5. And to be fair, when I get off school and I went into the deli, they would always give me like free sandwich and drinks and stuff like that. And I got to hang out. And then as I got older, the owner would be like, hey, you want a cigarette? Here you go. You can have a cigarette with me. Yes, I smoked. All right. I was a nicotine smoker.
We can't be friends.
I was a smoker. Yeah.
We cannot be friends.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
mean, these
fine.
days, cigars are where it's at. So
I will say that I did socially smoke. You would never think, but I did socially smoke. But
that means he
When
got
I
drunk
would-
and smoked cigarettes with his friends. For the
no,
audience.
because I never got drunk. So that's the whole
No?
thing. People thought I was like an AA or some shit. No, they were like, "You're not drinking." I'm like, "No." They're like, "I don't understand." I'm like, "I don't like drinking." I would smoke, but I wouldn't inhale, right? So I'm like,
Oh God,
they're like,
you
"What
wasted.
the fuck you wasting cigarettes for?"
Yeah,
Because
you wasted them.
yeah, I would throw them like right after,
Yep.
and they're like, "Yo, you're just wasting cigarettes, man." Like I'm not giving you a cigarette, man. I'm paying like $1.95 for a pack. At the time, it was like $1.25, $1.95, I guess, for a pack, whatever. Man, quarter
Brother.
waters.
Brother, I worked on Wall Street for a while. I became a fairly heavy smoker.
Damn, bro.
Working
I
on
can
Wall
never
Street.
be-
Because after you got off work, it was for the younger guys, it was party time. We'd go and we'd be partying constantly. And I didn't really drink. I'm not a drinker. I'm not I don't really care for alcohol myself. But I would have, cigarettes, cigars. The only thing that's really stuck over the years is I like a good cigar. And I do enjoy a good cigar. So you're muted.
my bad. When I go on vacation, I would love it's cool to go ahead and smoke a cigar. Like you chill on the balcony or you're chilling by the ocean. It's just like it's cool
Yep.
to just but I'm not really like I really like people call me a health freak and shit like that, but like I drink water. Water might be boring to people, right? But like I drink water. I stay away from carbonated shit. I God bless my grandmother. Okay, can I tell you something? My grandmother calls me up, and like she listens to radio all the time, like 24/7. She like listens to radio, and she'll call me up like every day. Like there's something new. So like, oh David, are you eating apples? I'm like, well, sometimes she's like, you shouldn't eat apples. It's bad for you, right? And the next day she'll call back. She'll say that, why'd you stop eating apples? Seltzer. You drink seltzer?
No, I don't. I don't like the taste. So I just drink.
Okay.
If I drink, I drink water. I do like caffeine, so I'll drink coffee. But
I don't drink coffee. I was big on seltzer. At one point, I was big on it, and probably got that
is,
from my dad because he always was
is
drinking it.
that
So
a
I
Jewish thing? Every
don't
Jewish
know if
guy
it's a
I
Jewish
know, it
thing.
sells their water,
I
not
don't
just
know.
water. It's
I don't know if
interesting.
it's a Jewish thing.
I mean,
I don't
we
know.
could ask Candace Owens because she's got a bunch of Jewish lawyers. Even though she
Yeah.
doesn't like Jewish people, we should ask her if her Jewish lawyers prefer regular water or seltzer water.
I don't know. I really don't know if that's a Jewish thing. I don't know if it's a Jewish thing, though. It does have like the kosher symbol on it, so I don't
It
know.
does. Yeah, that's why I was
I
wondering
don't
if it
know.
is a Jewish thing or not. I mean, but how is water itself not kosher? That just seems like a
Good
lot of
question.
like
You know what it is? Like water has no taste to it, so some people don't like water, right? Like there's no real taste.
here's an
There's no
actual
taste to
question
it.
for you. Here's an actual
Yeah.
question about that. Could it be that it's not kosher if it's treatment plant water
I,
versus like
bro, like,
natural
okay,
spring water or something?
you guys are getting too caught up in the last name. Okay, like I gotta tell you, like
He's like, I don't freaking know. What are you talking about?
I
Uh,
have no clue. I don't know.
to answer tech, by the way, I prefer New Worlds now. It's Cubanos are all primarily fake on the West Coast.
I'm
You can't
surprised
get a
I
real
don't
bottle.
have a sponsor for water. Like I would be the best.
You have to
Like I
create
would
your own.
literally be the best spokesman for water.
Well, now if you want a water brand as a sponsor, they're all going to be electrolyte based waters anyway. So that means that they're going to be some sort of a flavored water. They're not going to be just a straight up, like water, like what you're drinking now. Like
I
those are the
love
only
that.
ones
Like
that sponsor.
cold water is amazing. It's just like you drink. You know what it is? I can't. Like I see people drink Pepsi and Coke and all that stuff. By the way, Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi. Like you rather drink. I said this to somebody. You rather drink. My friend used to drink like Diet Snapple and shit. I'm like, you will drink more Diet whatever it is than you will if you just get yourself Pepsi. If you're just like so addicted to this shit soda, like you might as well just go for the real thing because like first of all, the shit that they have in the diet fucking brands is horrible, man. Like I'm telling you, it is absolutely trash.
I
So
well,
just drink the real thing, get your sugar rush, right?
I just I can't get the quote from Trump out of my head is that he's never seen a thin person drink Diet Coke or Diet Soda. It's just I'm just thinking it's so funny.
No, but it like the chemicals in the diet Coke are like
Yeah,
I can't even say it here because I'm gonna get banned off of TikTok, man.
you just you have to start doing the RFK voice if you're gonna talk about food.
Somebody said my face is glowing. Is it no, my face always glowed. Like I am blessed. I gotta tell you, my parents, God bless. But yeah, taking peptides, it's not bad either, man. It's not
I,
bad either.
well, peptides are like aren't they getting approved or have approval now through
I've been taking them regardless. Like I take peptides to look, there are peptides that really do work. I believe that there are peptides that 100% absolutely do work. Hold on, somebody's giving me a great call on floor took decent returns. Appreciated, David. Another meme I find funny is okay. Right away, somebody wants to jam in their own shit. Just leave it as great call, Dave.
well,
I think everybody should be, and I'm not a medical
shout.
professional, but I think for me, okay, let me say it this way. For me, peptides work. Like I've always worked out. I didn't just start working out, right? So like I've always worked out. I don't feel like I will look any different because I've always worked out with like a savage. But I will say this: by taking these peptides, I don't take the ones like for building muscle and shit like that. Like I don't I take like for skin, hair, whatever, all that shit. But I will say that they do help with an extra rep or two. That's all. That's one thing I will say. So if you're a gym homie and you like to lift heavy and you want to recover faster, they're not steroids. It's just you take it, and I think it does wonders. And I don't know, like I I'm going to age gracefully. I'm never going to get no cosmetic fucking surgery. I'm not going to have my face pulled back into the back of my head, some shit like that. I think everybody should age gracefully, even women. I'm not saying women can't go to the fucking doctor and get this just a little treatment. That's fine. But when you pull your face back and like I can't recognize you no more, kind of thing. Like when you look like plastic, right? Like that's when you need to abort. Okay, age gracefully. There are so many people that have aged gracefully or have got little treatment, but they're aging gracefully. That's sexy. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, like when people age gracefully, that's sexy, man. Aging and looking like you like not the person that you used to be. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
And women have it. By the way, women have it so. You women out here that are watching, you have it so good. Men don't have the same shit that women got out here. Like you guys can cover yourselves up with makeup, and I say that respectfully. I'm not even trying to be an asshole here. But I've seen videos where I've seen the girl without makeup and then with makeup. This is where it's not that I encourage this, but if you go out on a date and you're near a pool, you might want to bump accidentally. I'm going to get
what?
if you have a bottle of water in your hand, you should squeeze it accidentally and have it go.
No. This is all.
I'm trying to find a way to
pause.
say it. Where,
Yeah, this is. Well, see, one of the things that when talking about peptides,
Fran just said there's waterproof makeup. But like what I wanted to say is like I've heard stories where men have pushed women into pools. That's what I'm.
Yes. Well, real quick, because somebody mentioned this to me in a DM is like, why would you take GLP-1s? GLP-1 is just a very specific peptide that is being used for weight loss prevention. And be aware if you're looking into that, obviously doctors are the ones that need to get that for you. But you also need to know GLP-1 antagonists there's a lot of cons, right? And the pros have to outweigh the cons, like obviously discuss with your doctor. But I've had some people that are in a friend group that have done that to try and lose weight. That's for losing weight, but there's all kinds of different peptides.
You want to lose weight? How about you hit the gym?
Yeah, it's like, really a calories
you want to lose weight
problem.
Let me explain something real quick. You guys think because you go on a treadmill, you go lose weight? First of all, that's horrible to go on a treadmill and just like fucking.
You got to build muscle burns.
When you're doing it for endurance, you're gonna lose your ass. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose. Yeah, a lot of muscle is gonna be lost, including your ass. Okay, you know what you need to do? Sprints. If you start sprinting, you're gonna gain an ass. You're gonna tighten up those hamstrings. Okay, you're gonna develop some quads. Like you're gonna do a lot of good things. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't know how to work out because you see a lot of these videos. And they're wrong.
Oh,
it's
David,
absolutely wrong.
David, there's somebody. So the person that was talking about the GLP-1s and the peptides, there's way more peptides than that. But then they followed that up with the clip of Donald Trump talking about his friend who he wouldn't name on Ozempic, and he goes, "Yeah, it didn't work." With Joe.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh no! Yeah. There's
a ton of. I have a friend.
Yeah.
My friend, he takes this Ozempic, and he says, "Look, I lost so much." And you didn't lose.
Yeah, There's and then somebody else said that peptides are for uh are the equivalent of like testing. No, if that's very different, and peptides work in a very different way. And look, there's definitely pros and cons. But there's a lot of different peptides, and they're not the ones that people know about in the mainstream are typically going to be for weight loss, but there's a lot of different peptides. I
Listen, I
personally
would
don't do
never take.
peptides. I don't
I don't
take
think you should.
peptides.
I don't think people should ever take Ozempic because I don't know if anybody's done research, but Ozempic absolutely fucking destroys your bones. So that's terrible. And I get it. I think it should be. I think it should be given to people that are absolutely overweight, right? And that's not shaming people that are overweight. I have a problem with people that aren't healthy, whether they're where anorexic or whether they're obese. And I, I think our corporate world promotes this. Like, have you been? I've said this all the time. If you've gone to New York City and you see billboards, they promote obesity. Like Calvin Klein promotes being obese. It's crazy. It's wild. And then you have the other from the other spectrum. You have, they're promoting people to just vomit and weigh 64 pounds. And when it gets a little bit windy, they're holding on to a pole. Like, that's not healthy. I think people should just hit the fucking gym. Hit the gym, or just don't even hit the gym. Work out every day, 15 minutes. Do some sit-ups, like pull-ups, push-ups. Like, just get some 15 minutes of fucking exercise in. You know what it is? Like, I exercise because again, when I say I want to age gracefully, I know that exercising helps me stay young. That's it. Like, it does have a benefit.
Yes.
I don't want to have a hard time walking upstairs. I don't want listen, I know I lost a step in terms of like acceleration and stuff, but I'm still fast, man. But that's because I continue to just work out. I don't know how this turned into a fucking workout session, Brent, but I'm just saying
We're just
I want to
riffing,
talk
man.
about my fucking phone and we ended up on peptides.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate that people don't know that there's more than just the GLP-1 antagonist peptides out there. Obviously, that has been very highly targeted in terms of marketing and push via these large pharmaceutical corporations. But you don't necessarily need any of that. It really comes down to calories in, calories out. That's it. Like, at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out, and then get exercise, build muscle, and you can absolutely become healthy. And honestly, the older you get, you really do want to maintain your health and be as healthy as you possibly can, because we've got so much crap in our food that can be at some points unavoidable, that you need to stay healthy just to maintain your immune system. And then of course you want to be around for those that you love, right?
Do you
So
feel old?
no, man, I'm
You don't
I'm
feel
freaking I'm in my 20s in my head. Unfortunately, there is the reality of aging. But also you age in a different way as you get older. Like, I'm a different kind of strong these days than I was when I was younger, right? And I was hitting the gym on a constant basis to bulk, right? And just get bigger and have muscles, right? Now it's more of I'm there for the strength, and the physique follows, but it's also different when you have kids. You
that's
really do
that,
get that dad strength.
I gotta say what you just said. In my I can say when I was younger, I, I in my mind, I was built well, right? Now I'm like, I'm stronger now than I was when I was 20. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
how
would
I
argue that
feel.
I am now. And I was working hard at the time. I actually can put in less workout because I also know I know how to work out now as well. Like, it over the years, I've learned how to work out and condition my strength over prioritizing physique, is what I was originally doing. And realistically, as a father, I need that strength. And for those that don't know, I mean, David knows this, and many, it's just publicly known, is I have a special needs child who's getting bigger, and they need help. They need assistance physically. So I actually had to adjust to get, stronger to help them, right? Like physically stronger to help them. And like just bulking is not going to do that. In fact, it's the negative. So I've actually slimmed down in terms of my weight, but I've managed to um cut my body fat down to a healthy and maintain a healthy level. I ain't going competition, right? But I have to be strong to have that strength to help him, especially as I get older, because
Yeah.
time is marching on no matter what, and I
Yeah.
can only do so much. So I gotta maintain a high level of physical fitness in order to actually assist him. And I'm happy that I have a large, beautiful family that also can help too. But I'm dad. I am the one that I gotta be there. No passing the buck. It's my responsibility at the end of the day. So, and look, for everybody here, yourself and others, you want to stay around to realize those gains in markets. And what do you do after you realize those gains in markets? Well, that's so that you can build a better life for yourself and for the people around you, right?
Yeah.
And that, if you don't incorporate health in that, you could make a whole bunch of money, you can become wealthy, and then all of a sudden you're gone, and you don't get to actually experience the joy that comes on the other side of that hard work. So make sure you're keeping your health maintained. That is, I think, one of the most important parts. The other big thing is it
Can I
helps
say
your
something
mental
about looks
state.
maxing? Can I say something about looks maxing?
Oh, looks maxing. Oh God, that's
We got 4 minutes, so we'll split it 2 minutes,
Zoomer
2 minutes.
Zoomer talk right here. Is
Yeah,
looks
like
maxing. Yes.
I'm watching all these people. I'm watching these kids beat themselves with hammers and shit. Like, I'm like, and like they're doing things to look like Giga Chads. Can I say something? Like most women that I speak to, they don't like that. They don't like feminine looking dudes, bro. Listen, maybe some do, but most of the women that I speak to, they're like, I don't like feminine looking dudes. Like you can look like most women want men. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna clip that up and be like, "Yo, that's obvious, right?" But no, what I mean by that is they want men, real men, like not dudes that are gonna be applying makeup with them as they're both in the bathroom. Like that's not what I don't want to speak for women, but the women that
Vanity.
I've spoken to, they're like, nah, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay. So like you guys breaking your faces, extending your jaw lines, or trying to look like a Giga Chad. Like I don't know. Like that's this new cult. I'm telling you, this new culture, this society is so fucked because they're going to want to have real issues because nothing's going to be good enough. They're going to turn into the Catwoman, and you get what I'm saying. Like all these people that
Yeah.
have fucked up their faces. That's what's going to happen ultimately because nothing is good enough. I heard him, what's his name? This kid who hits himself with hammer,
Clavicular. Clavicular.
whatever. He said he was on a show. He's like, I'm 6'2", but I want to be 6'6" because that would put me in the
God.
99%. I'm like,
Yeah,
this,
no.
this kid is
It's
promoting, but there are kids that are listening to him. That's the problem, right? There are
yeah,
kids that are listening to him, and they're going
throw
to.
off your proportions like crazy by getting leg extensions is
It's crazy,
wild.
man. Listen,
I
appreciate. I'm a man of God. Appreciate what God gave you. That's it. Like, appreciate what God gave you. You're lucky to be breathing. You're lucky to be on this planet. Just like appreciate what you've been given, and work with it. That's it. Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's. Listen, I think I'm a handsome dude, but a lot of people think I'm ugly, and that's okay. Like, I'm not for everybody. Some people don't like my attitude.
At the
Not
end of
for
the day,
everybody.
you gotta be you, right?
Exactly.
Be who you are and embrace who you are. And look, I'm not gonna shit on people who are doing that kind of stuff because it's
I will.
clear that they've been sold a bill of goods, right? Like that dude is chasing something that's unattainable. Once you go down that route, especially when you start getting surgeries and stuff. Like that's just a recipe for disaster right there, especially like the those weird extremes.
Yeah.
It's just not just in terms of being healthy, it's just not he set himself up for a very tough latter half of life. If not significantly shortening his lifespan.
Yeah.
And I care about people whether they disagree with me politically or socially. I do care about people, and I want what's best for people, but people are going to do what they want to do. All you can do is be yourself at the end of the day. And if you know that
100%.
you're being true to you, and people know internally if they're being true to themselves or not, right? And it's clear to the outside world when somebody is not being true to themselves. And like a guy like that's clearly not being true to himself. He's chasing something unattainable, and it's a never-ending cycle at that point. And I just don't. The looks maxing thing though is I've been seeing the funny videos out of ATL, the ATL looks maxing cruise. My God, what is
Yeah.
happening in Atlanta?
No.
What is in the water there? It must be really bad.
I think all that stuff is crazy, honestly speaking. Just, you know, go hit the gym, lift heavy. That would be my advice. Go hit the gym, lift heavy, see a doctor, see if peptides are right for you kind of thing, and you're fine. I think also creatine is fine. I think creatine for mental health. I know people say that that's how it's being marketed now, but I think there's a real use case for creatine besides working out. Creatine was thought to be what, a steroid back in the day. It's not. Okay, you produce 2 milligrams of creatine per day naturally. Now a lot of people are not going to sit there and eat fucking 5 pounds of fucking steak in order to go ahead and get that 5 grams of creatine. But creatine has been proven to be safe, and especially for mental, like for your mental statement. I hear creatine does a lot of good. So there you go. There you go. There's some fitness, men's health. Again, this is not medical advice, by the way. This is
Yeah,
not,
no,
none of
no
this
medical
is
advice.
medical
And look,
advice.
no shade to people who are struggling with different things, right? You go, it's a process.
Creatine does not equal hair loss. That was one report that came out from Australia when they did a study on like 10 people, and that still did not come out to an increase of DHT that leads to hair loss. So that is not true. Creatine does not lead to hair loss. It does not. So
So
there's
the
no other study that's ever been done that has proven that to be fact from that Australia. It was Australian university that did some sort
okay.
of study that came out stated
Yeah.
that it was done on rugby athletes.
There is a really good comment that I see on Restream from X. I think it's Lolo. Um, says people care more about looks than their character. And look, you want to have the best character that you possibly can, and everything else follows because that's what makes you an attractive person to other people in every aspect of your life. So that's really well said. I agree with you. You work on your character and always be working on your character, and the rest follows. Because if you're a person of principle and good character and you treat other people well, then that will be reflected back to you, which improves every aspect of your life. And it can help you actually get done and keep motivated to do the things that improve your mental health, your physical health, and achieving your goals. And I think that's really well stated. Yeah. And unfortunately, we live in society where, yeah,
All right, Landy,
yes,
you
sir.
have great character.
I am a great little pup character.
You
Yes,
are,
definitely a
and
character.
looking forward to your
So do you,
show.
David.
Looking forward to your show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody tune in. The market update with Landy. You know where to go. I'll say it again, though, for those who just lack the ability to write things down. 9 p.m. You can catch it on Twitter, Go to his handle at CryptoLandy. You can also go to @Gokhshtein, and then you can also tune into Landy on TikTok at Landy.btc. And also, you can catch Landy in spaces, right? He's usually in spaces on the Wolf Bitcoin / Wolf Financial spaces where they break down or have conversations about the markets. You can go ahead and catch him on there as well. So, as always, Landy, thank you so much for staying around.
Appreciate you,
today.
David.
Talking about all subjects. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, it's fun.
It is fun.
I appreciate you, David. Thanks for having me as always. And I'll talk to
Much
you tomorrow.
love, man.
Much love, brother.
That's my boy Landy. That is my boy Landy. And we'll be right back with the quote of the day to end this show right after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I took off the suit. Because I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a suit day. I don't know. I worked out hard today. I actually did. I don't know if anybody like. I did. I would do a set, and then I'd only wait 15 seconds to do the next set. And I was, that was going on for 45 minutes. I was absolutely fucking dead. Anyway, let's go with the quote of the day. I'm glad we're talking about men's health or just health in general. I'm glad that the conversation deviated that way. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate everybody who tunes in daily, man. Really, I really do. Really, really do. Let's see. Let me find the quote of the day. Let's find the quote of the day, which will be. Are you ready? Quote of the day. A man who has been destroyed in 1,000 ways knows 1,000 ways to rebuild himself. There you go. I'll say it again. A man who has been destroyed in 1,000 ways knows 1,000 ways to rebuild himself. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're building something, you're always going to I promise you, you're always going to go through some shit, bro. Like, things will be thrown in your way. but you just got to keep moving forward. There is no plan B or C or D. It's just plan A, and you just got to make adjustments to see your goal through. That is it. Okay. You keep moving forward. Okay. You keep moving forward. You don't stop. If you dream big, go big. Okay. Don't ever give up. I'm telling you. If you really want something, the universe will make sure to see you obtain that goal. I promise. I can promise you that. There'll be time. Hey, entrepreneurs have to. As an entrepreneur, it's hard. It is hard. It is absolutely 100% hard. But if you really want something, you got to go through hell, man. You got to go through hell. You got to go through hell. Nothing's given to you, man. Nothing is given to you. Zero. Your friends won't be there for you. Your friends won't be cheering you on. It's going to be very lonely. 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years. It's going to be a very lonely road. It's going to be you. It's going to be just you. And it really is you versus you, too. When you look in that mirror, you got to be driven, crazy, madness. That's how you're going to end up winning, man. You're going to win. I promise. I promise. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. When you feel like not, you know what it's like working out. Like one day you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like doing this. That's when you need to do it. The moment you get thoughts of I can't do this, you need to go do it. Besides, wanting to be healthy and be fit and all that stuff, I work out for this. Like as soon as I work out, the dopamine hit is incredible. I see things like Neo from the Matrix. It's just amazing. I'm telling you, you keep going. The day that you feel like you don't want to do something, you do it. You do it because there's so much satisfaction after you accomplish whatever you have to go ahead and set out and do. Bro, I promise. I really promise you that like you will have that, oh shit. Thank God I did it. You must, we've all had those moments where you didn't want to do something and you did it and you're like, oh, thank God I did it, man. Thank God I didn't push it away. A lot of people get so close to their goals and then they give up. Like that meme of the guy chipping away at the wall and he's like this close to finding the diamonds. That meme is real. Like a lot of people get so close, but they're like, man, I can't do it. But you can. It's mental. It is all mental. I'm telling you, it's all here. It's all here. It's all here. Like you can fucking do it. Especially men, man. Men need to hear more of this. You can do it, man. Stop blaming your situation and where you were born and all that. Like, nah, stop it. Stop it. You can't talk to me about that shit. I grew up in a really diverse area and all of us pretty much made it. Okay, so like, that's an excuse. You want to live with excuses? This ain't the channel for you. This ain't the show for you. If you're not about excuses, and you're really determined to run through a fucking wall for what you believe in and what you want, you'll win, I promise. And this is probably the show for you because I'm about that life. If I want something, I'm going to get it. Am I going to get it the next day? No. Will I get it the next week? No. Maybe it'll come 3 months from now. I'm getting it. If it's going to take 2 years to accomplish, I'm going to do it. I've been working on Gokhshtein Media for fucking years. I said I'm going to make sure that it succeeds, and it will. On God's time. Anyway. Never quit. Never fucking quit. Never quit. This guy asking for my age. Hey, listen, the compliments on the age, man. I love it. I love it. Anyway. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to the sponsors, main title sponsor, Midnight, Charles, Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of The Breakdown, and my personal brand. Shout out to Polymarket. Cake Wallet, the securest wallet in this industry, one of the securest wallets in this industry, 100% Cake Wallet. Vic, Seth, they actually did some really cool content that I've been watching, talking about privacy. and security, I would encourage people to go ahead and go to cakewallet.com and check that out. People's Reserve, shout out to CJ, that entire crew. They'll be at Bitcoin 2026. Go check them out as they speak on stage in regards to Bitcoin collateral lending, RWAs. Go check them out. Yeah. And to the people that went ahead and reached out to partner with me, the people that reached out and I never got back to, I didn't see those DMs. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not me being a fucking asshole. It's just bro, the bandwidth is not there, man. The bandwidth is not there, but it's getting there, but it's not there yet. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I already said thank you so many times. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow on the breakdown.